Jerome Bruner was born in 1915 in Long Island, New York. His father, a watchmaker, died when Jerome Bruner was 12 years old. His mother and older sister Alice moved from city to city. He attended various schools during this time. In 1937, Jerome Bruner graduated from Duke University with a bachelor's degree in psychology. Upon graduation from Duke University, Jerome Bruner went to work with the U.S. Army as a social psychologist, exploring social propaganda, public opinion, and social attitudes for the war. He later worked with the U.S. Army in establishing trustworthiness of the French after D-Day. Upon returning from the war and his service to the Army, he graduated in 1947 with his Ph.D. from Harvard, and in 1952 became a professor at Harvard University in psychology. He later developed with his colleague George Martin the Center for Cognitive Theory at Harvard University, and in 1959 a group of 35 scientists, scholars, and educators gathered to discuss how education in science might be improved in primary and secondary schools. The 10-day meeting was called by the National Academy of Sciences, which were working to improve the way science was taught within the United States. And later developed from this was the process of education written by Jerome Bruner. In the process of education, Jerome Bruner describes the need for readiness for learning. He goes in his other works to describe these stages as inactive, iconic, and symbolic. Also describing the 4 types of learning or principles of learning, the role of structure in learning, readiness for learning, the nature of the institution, and the desire to learn and how it may be stimulated. Some of these beliefs go along with Jean Piaget and Vygotsky and their ideas of scaffolding and zone of proximal development. Within the process of education, Jerome Bruner describes the spiral curriculum and begins with the hypothesis that any subject can be taught effectively in some intelligence and honest form to any child at any stage of development, and that with the spiral curriculum, it should be as it develops, should revisit the basic ideas, repeatedly building upon them until the student has grasped the full formal apparatus that goes with them, making them educated people. The spiral curriculum allows material to be taught and revisited throughout their learning experiences, so information taught at a very young level, preschool, early elementary, can be grasped at the high school level later on through exposure and learning through experiences, and actively engaging students' learning through those experiences and consistently revisiting through them throughout their educational process. In 1972, Jerome Bruner left Harvard University to go continue research at Oxford University, returning in 1980 to New York University, where he continues to be a research professor in the New York University's School of Law. Jerome Bruner's constructivist theory is based on the idea that learning is an active process in which learners construct new ideas or concepts based on their current and past knowledge and experiences, allowing the cognitive structure to go further than the information given, giving the idea that learning should be active and should have meaning based on the levels that they are currently at, and reenacting the inactive, iconic, and symbolic levels of learning, as well as the principles of learning, to better engage students and prepare them for learning. Jerome Bruner helped found Head Start in the early 60s so that students with low incomes could have more educational experiences and become better learners later in their education. His contributions to education and psychology continue, as with many awards he has won over the years, as well as the books and things he has published. He continues to be active in his last book published in 2006. At the end of the movie, there's a video link to YouTube with him talking in October of 2014, shortly before his 99th birthday. If you have time, it's something to look at and very interesting to see how intelligent and truly analytical he is.